Hi everyone, Erin from VixenDaily here. Today we're going to discuss the best questions to ask a guy. When it comes to talking to men, there's an emotional sweet spot that causes a man to lower his guard, to open up to you, and actually start to love and crave talking to you. In this video, I want to show you what makes a man want to talk to you, open up, and connect so that you will always know what to say and your relationship gets better and better with every single conversation you have. Men have a very specific way they like being interacted with, and if their interactions are not this way, they'll be more likely to avoid talking with you since they'll view it as something that will create problems, make them feel frustrated, and emotionally drain them. So, it's extremely important to understand what men love in conversations and what they hate so you can have great conversations that actually grow and deepen your relationship rather than hurt it. What makes a man want to connect, open up, and actually look forward to talking to you? Well, the short answer is it feels good to talk to you. That is to say, he feels received, appreciated, and enjoyed by you. He feels unburdened, understood, and connected as opposed to feeling completely alone. He doesn't feel bad. He doesn't regret opening up and being honest with you by having something immediately thrown back at him later. He doesn't feel like what he brings up conversationally will lead to disharmony and conflict. He doesn't feel like he's talking to someone who isn't really listening or doesn't understand him or is fake, aka just pretending to listen, to indulge him in order to get something out of him. How do you ask questions in a fashion that will make him feel this way when talking to you? This is very important. I'm going to teach you how to come at him so he feels each of the following things: received, appreciated, enjoyed, unburdened, understood, and connected. I'm going to go through each one. So received, he feels you're open to him. Appreciated, he feels that the person he's speaking to likes him for who he is and how he is. Enjoyed, you find his nature and way of being to be something you enjoy inherently, whether it's that you find him funny or inspiring or sexy or whatever it is. Unburdened, he feels he was able to get things off his chest and feels more clear, optimistic, and supported than he felt going in. Understood, he can say something and feel like it was heard as he meant it and how he intended it. Connected, he feels like he's talking to someone who's on his side. You're both in the same boat, not someone who's against him. For men, when they can communicate with you in this communication sweet spot, it makes them want to talk to you more and more, open up to you more and more, connect with you more and more, and so on and so forth. So the most important thing is to keep your conversations in the sweet spot, and your relationship will get better and better with every conversation. Now, here's the big secret about asking questions that really open a guy up, bring him closer, and make him want to connect. It's understanding how to ask follow-up questions, not the initial questions, but the follow-up questions. The questions themselves aren't the most powerful part of it. It's knowing what makes the conversations good. This will make the man want to move towards you, to talk to you more. I'm going to list the best initial questions in a moment, but you have to understand that the follow-up is what matters more than the initial. So, I want to go through steps. Step 1 is going to be to start out with simple questions and feel him out. Step 2 is going to be to feel out how he responds, aka the tone of his voice, what he brings up, and keep in mind what's been going on in his life in general, aka context of the situation. Probe where he's at. Step 3, follow up with where the energy seems to be, and if you don't know, probe for it some more. So without further ado, let me list the questions for step 1, which, let me remind you, is starting with simple questions and feeling him out. So here are the questions. What are you up to? How was your day? How is everything? How are you? Simple, to the point. That's all you do. You start, it's a feeler. This is literally to get a feel on where the emotional energy is at, the emotional energy of the conversation, of him, where he is, his life. Depending on his tone and his reaction and mood, you can either drop the conversation or let him be if he does not seem to be receptive to talking right now. And if you are deeply listening to the emotional tone of where he's at, you're going to notice little things like, how does he say hello? Does he seem angry, tired, happy? The point is to feel out where he's at. People are giving you clues and hints to what they want to talk about all the time. All you have to do is listen. That is to say, he's giving you a clue to what he wants to connect on. So listen, 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 listen. Be in it. Be present. If you say, hey, how are you? Fine. He's not in the best mood. Hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. I just did this and this and, yeah. Good. He wants to talk. Say, oh, cool. Listen, that's what you do. That's the emotional energy. You can say something and show an emotion with your tone. So you can literally answer the same thing and mean 12 different things. That's the point. So if he sounds sad, you can say, "You sound sad, what's wrong?" That's a great question because it's a follow-up. But don't push it like, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine." "Are you sure? Are you sure you're okay?" "Yes, I'm fine." "Are you sure you're okay? Do you want to talk about it?" "No, it's fine, I'm fine." "Well, no, please talk about it." Please never do that, ever. That is the worst thing you can do. That is not following the emotional vibe. That is murdering the emotional vibe. That is making yourself into a walking, honest annoyance to him, an intrusion of his mental space. You're going to actually make him more miserable and make him literally want to vanish from you and not speak to you. He's going to be cold and seem like he hates you. I'm being blunt because it's so important to understand. Do not push. Do not. You're not an emotional detective. You're not here to like inspect and decode and, analyze and break everything down. No, it's not about you. I don't care what you want to know. It's not about you. It's his feelings. He's allowed to say, as little as he wants or as much as he wants. He's allowed to say what he wants to say in the way he wants to say it and when he wants to say it. Always remember this, always, for the rest of your life, in any conversation with men, never try to push and push just to extract some answer that you feel you need. You don't deserve an answer. You're not entitled to an answer. You are not here to be his therapist and to just, break him down and emotionally torment him. I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm saying this because I am trying to help you understand why your conversations with men are not going the way you want. People will open up if they want. All you need to do is give them room and feel the emotional tone. By probing and poking, you're going to make him close up forever and you'll never even know him. So always remember this, please. So most of the time when you're talking to a guy, you have to slowly draw things out. And there is a distinction between slowly drawing things out and poking. You ask one thing and you see how he responds, and that's what you do. So if you understand the concept of follow-up questions and feeling where the emotional tone is at, you will literally be golden. So if he does offer more information, then you can slightly ask more probing questions. It depends on what he gives. So it's a give and give. One. It's not like you ask, he says nothing, you ask again, 12 times more impatiently and intensely, and then he shuts down more. That's the opposite of what you want. What you want is to ask, he answers, you say, "Oh, so la la la." That's it. And then he says, "Yeah," or he clarifies and says, "Well, no, it's more like X." And then you listen and then you respond. That's what I'm saying. It is very, very important. It's literally the difference between dancing in rhythm and being a complete catastrophe on the dance floor. It's such an important thing to understand being in the conversation. This is what follow-up means. It's the give and take. It's reciprocation. That is a conversation. So if a guy's saying, "I don't want to talk about it," then move on. Don't continue. It's like if you're doing something like a bomb inspection at war, and you see something, are you going to keep poking and poking and poking and moving wires around just to wait until it explodes? No, you're going to get out, move on, do something different, something less dangerous. So if he opens up more and more and you nail him on it, a disclaimer, he will never open up again. Never nail him on anything he reveals to you. It's just not something that you want to be doing unless you want him to never open up again. If you want that, then go ahead and nail him and say, "What? So wait, you mean that?" Please never do that. I mean, you can do that if you want to ruin your relationship, but if you don't, then don't. So step 2, get into subject matter and go deeper into the emotional energy or offer up something in the right emotional energy. Follow up or offer up. Let me just recap. So I've basically reviewed everything about the follow up, but the offer up is offering up something to the conversation. So the emotional energy is where it's at, and you've either followed up where you feel that there's emotional energy he wants to express and you've let him express what he wants. But if he doesn't really have anything to say, then you're going to have to offer something up. Don't go into conversations having nothing to say. That's another very important thing. Don't just go in and expect the conversation to happen. Men aren't, going to sit there and just talk endlessly. It's not a man's nature. So go in it knowing that you should probably have something to say. And if not, don't expect the conversation to be great. That's what offering up means. It means saying something. So recognize where the emotional energy is at, then follow up around where you feel like there's emotional energy he might want to express. Very important. The more a man feels comfortable and free to express himself around you, the more addicted he'll become to talking to you. He'll be more and more likely to want to reach out and connect with you. Plain and simple. Again, it's not about the questions. It's about how good the conversation feels for him. When you keep the conversations in the sweet spot, they feel really good to him and he'll actively want to connect with you. Yay, and that's what you want. Now, if you want tons and tons of ideas of great questions to ask a guy, specific questions, categories, everything, like for real, I mean, this is comprehensive. Check out the link in the description where you will find hundreds of really great questions that work amazingly well with men and lots of secrets on what makes a man want you and only you, so that you have a great love life and you're never confused or heartbroken again. And if you have any questions or comments on this video, please do leave a comment on YouTube and I'll do my very best to respond. If you did like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out and I appreciate it. Okay, bye.